Good morning, gurus. Welcome to another episode. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We're going to jump in charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've got trades set at 56k. Hit the subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, turn on the bell. Let's jump into technicals for Bitcoin. Now, we're going into technicals. Straight into Bitcoin. Bitcoin trying to hold here. Yesterday we got a little bit of a bounce of 60,000 to 63,000 and then dropping back down again. Looks like on the hourly that we've got a little bit of a falling see, it's kind of like a falling, I would say, wedge. And it would move the base of the wedge. So distance that we would move something like this to come down on Bitcoin. Target 59k. Very possible. Let's zoom out onto the longer term time frames. I always usually want to start bigger picture on the longer term time frames. So this yellow trend line is the main trend line you can see Bitcoin has been in since the beginning of the bull market. And you can see here the Elliott wave count from that 25k area. Not the beginning. The first Elliott wave count was this one, which we called perfectly, if you remember those ones. And then this is the second one. You can see this yellow trend line moving up. Now, what's interesting on this yellow trend line, you can clearly see it, that Bitcoin bouncing off this trend line the entire bull market. You can see Bitcoin came here, bounced, came here, bounced, came here, and it looks like it's coming back to this trend line. So that yellow trend line is one point of kind of confluence. Another one is this descending channel or descending wedge that is playing out on Bitcoin. Usually these play out like this, get to the base of the wedge and then the bottom and break out around 70% of the move. And you can see that that's playing out right now on Bitcoin. And you can see that this, if it does trend down, it matches with the yellow trend line. You see it? The 52k support is a main area of support. We have this downtrend line that's also coming down that looks like it will line up on that main area of support around 52k, 52,691. A lot of signs showing that could possibly be the end of this third to fourth corrective wave. There's one other reason as well. From the top of the correction, from the top of this all-time high on Bitcoin, 74k, to where we are right now, it's 18%. The lowest it got was 23%, which is the minimum for a third to fourth corrective wave. Minimum is 23% to the maximum of 35%. 35% would put us at around 46k. So this point here is quite a nice area. Now, does it get that low? I don't know 100%. Indicators and technical analysis not 100%. But again, that yellow trend line, and you can see that where we bounced off the first to second corrective wave, looks like it would target 52,690. So that's where I would take my main trade on Bitcoin. My main long is set at exactly this point, 56k area. That's where I'll take my biggest long position on a big corrective wave, and then targeting a bounce back to the 4 to 50 final wave to 88k. This is my safe trade that I've got set on Bitcoin. I would say main trade. Risk to reward is 57 times, risking $633 per Bitcoin to make $36,670 with no leverage. So risking $633 to make $36,000 with no leverage per Bitcoin. With 10x leverage will be $366,000 profit. That's the trade I'll take on Bitcoin, opening at 52,665. Now, what will get me to change this? Let's see on the weekly. Crypto Guru Bot fired a blue buy back in February 2023. Down here at, it fired a blue buy all the way back here at 21k. Still a blue buy now. Now, what will get me to change to start entering earlier is some kind of indicators of volume. If we see, you can see here we're starting to get a little bit of volume. It looks like it's trying to hold, but very small volume with stochastic to head down. And a little bit volume has been dropping off. You can see before that dropped to 56k, then the bounce volume, then again volume dropping off. I need to see big volume to push us out. We need big volume to come in, or big news, some big event to push us out here to go towards 73 early. If we don't push out early, most likely, and what would be the normal pattern, is playing out like this, about 70% of the move and then breaking out. But again, big confluence at 52k. You can see there's a merger of many trend lines. You've got this descending trend line on Bitcoin that would bounce off exactly 53K. You have this yellow trend line where Bitcoin's been climbing all year. When I zoom out, you can see it. All year it's been climbing since September last year, and you can see it bounces the yellow trend line 53K. So that's where a lot of confluence for me at 53K. Let's go closer on the 4-hourly volume, again dropping off a little bit. We have this kind of bearish flag forming with the target of 58K. 56K, I think we could possibly get a double bounce. There will be a lot of bounce here at 56K, definitely. So you could take a little bit of a long for a short-term trade to try and capture this bounce. So more risky trade, taking a bounce off 56K just to get a short-term bounce and back to daily monthly resistance, which will be a risk to reward ratio of 28 times, risking $161 to make $4,600 per Bitcoin with no leverage, 10x leverage, 46,000. So that's the riskier trade I would take on Bitcoin. That's the safer trade on Bitcoin. So riskier trade off this 56K, trying to get a double bottom bounce purely to just take out the profits, in my opinion. At 56,500, I would expect a double bottom bounce. But again, main area of confluence where all things line up, where the X marks the spot, seems to be right here. And that is at 56,000. Sorry. Actually, it's lower. It's 53,000. Does it get there? We have to see, but that's what I'm seeing, like across the technicals. You can just see a lot of confluence on that fourth dot. Third to fourth corrective wave, yellow trend line where the first to second corrective wave finished. This downward trend line, downward wedge that's bearish coming down. You can see that again, 53K is my target. If you want to trade like you see me do, underneath the video, go down below. Underneath the video, one is the exchanges I use. Bybit gives you a $30,000 bonus when you use this link. 2 is the courses. Take the crypto masterclass to learn how to trade and get the crypto guru bot. And 3, join us in the Telegram and trade with the other gurus. My Bybit account right now is 622,000. From this week, 669 to 622. So I caught the bounce from 612 to 669 and then lost most of those gains, unfortunately. I'm mostly in cash. I've got no Bitcoin trades open. I closed them. I've got one Bitcoin trade open to try and catch this bounce at 55K. And I want to set, actually, let's modify it. 2 Bitcoin trade to catch this bounce at 56K. So I'm going to open a 2 Bitcoin trade at 56K. And I want to open another I want to open a 4 Bitcoin trade at 53K. That confluence point. Remember, as I showed you here, this point of confluence seems to line up around here, around 53K. So 4 Bitcoin buy at 53K, which is going to cost me $10,000. So I've got a 4 Bitcoin buy at 53K, and I've got a 2 Bitcoin buy at 56K. I've got Uniswap buyers at $4.60, Doge at 10 cents, Bitcoin at 55K, Pocket at 10 cents, World at $3.60. You can see my altcoins that I'm holding, Uniswap dropping right now also. I've got 340 cash, so I'm mostly in cash right now, more than 50% in cash. And I've got 1 Bitcoin, 61K, slightly even, Pocket 2.7%, MCRT down 4%. I'm going to buy another 1,000, but everyone, you have to do your own due diligence. I was an early seed investor in this company, and I'm in seed investor in a lot of these projects. You have to do your own due diligence, consult your own brokers. I bought another $1,000 of MCRT right now. Doge, 38,000, slightly down. World, 20,000, up 5%. Uniswap slightly down from yesterday, 13K. That's my trading count. That's my trade set at 53, 56. I think if Bitcoin drops like this, it's going to be a lot of red and a lot of panic in the market. But we have to see if it actually decides to fall down here. That's my updates in the market. It looks like it's trying to hold on here, but I do clearly see a kind of bear flag forming on Bitcoin. If you go into the hourly, you can see it a little bit more clear with volume dropping off. So I do think this 59K target is going to play out. But most likely double bottom would be at 56,500. So again, that's where I've got my buyers, 56,000 and 53,000. And I've got trades on Bitcoin. MCRT is filling right now. I'm buying some 1K worth of MCRT. Uniswap, Doge, Bitcoin buyers all the way down. That's my updates. Again, all the links underneath this video go down below. One is the exchanges. Bybit gives you the best. I like Bybit the most. 2 is the Costas. 3 is the Telegram. That's my updates in the markets, everyone. Let's see how the weekend plays out. We need volume to come in. We need some kind of big volume to come in to justify big buys right now. It's trying to hold here, but it does look like volume is dropping off. Let's see how it does into the weekend without the ETFs. I think 56K is one major target to get a bounce. 53K, 52, I think is worst case scenario. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, smash up, thumbs up button, turn on the bell. Oh, I'm recording in slow-mo. Oh shit. But everyone, you have to do your own due diligence. It's not financial advice. This is my opinions. I've seed invested a lot of crypto companies, more than I think 40 or 50 or maybe 60 different companies. So you have to do your own due diligence, consult your brokers. This is my opinions and not financial advice. Love you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.